Why were the Wright brothers the first ones to fly? Well, here's why. It's not about passion. There were hundreds, thousands, probably tens of thousands, if not millions of people throughout history before the Wrights who were passionate about flying, who had a why. They had this deep reason, like, I'd love to be able to do that. Think about this. You've looked up in the sky and gone, wow, that's awesome. You've watched seagulls or hawks or bald eagles flying and thought, what? That's just so amazing. And there have been thousands or millions of people who had passion about this. But here's why. 1901, September, Wilbur Wright speaks in Chicago to a group of engineers. And he holds up a piece of paper about a minute and a half into his speech. He pauses and he realizes there's a better way to teach this. And he holds up a piece of paper and he says, here's the problem with flight. If this were a sensible piece of paper, it would just fall straight to the ground. But it does not. It does that. It does that. And Wilbur said, look, that's the problem of flight. The problem we are trying to solve is the ability to maintain balance. You know, it's not getting up in the air, which is lift. It's not moving forward, which is power, right? Or thrust. It's actually adjusting to the changes in the air. And Wilbur Wright understood the problem of flight. Most of the other designers or people attacking this problem did not. If you look at Langley, right, who spent, I think, almost 100 times as much on his projects, there are videos of his attempts. And he'd put this plane on a catapult and launch it because he thought, forward momentum was the problem or lift was the problem, but it was not. Everyone else was putting engines on things. And the Wright brothers said, no, that's foolish. The problem we're trying to solve is how do we adjust to changes in the air? Because they had watched birds so much and they realized, wow, these birds very often do nothing to stay in the air, but they do a lot of tiny, tiny adjustments so that they stay the right attitude in the air. Creativity Unleashed. There's a lesson and a half for us, isn't there?